Well, I think the value of CTAP, the Career Transition Assistance Program, is first of all, we help men and women translate their skills. But what really happens is it's not only good for the military person, but it's good for the community. The unemployment rate for veterans is twice the rate of the regular population. And it's not because they don't have the skills, but they don't know how to sell the skills. So we have a great opportunity at CTAP as volunteers and facilitators to help them sell their skills and see how valuable they are.
My name is Ken. I served for 30 years in the United States Navy.
My name is Jacob. I was in the Marine Corps for 15 years.
The biggest challenge I had was not knowing how to truly network with the network I actually had. And I think most sailors and Marines are like this. When they first get out of the military, the only network they have is their buddies they had in the service, not the people that in the civilian workforce.
We have a transition program right now that we currently go through in the military. And basically it's, here's a bunch of websites. This is some of the things that you can do. Good luck. And when you come here, they explain to you, what kind of sites to go to. Not that you don't have to pay for them. It's just stuff that's out there that there's really no other way that anybody would know about it unless they were actually in the job search. And even if they were, without the coaching that we got, we wouldn't know what to do with the websites anyways.
What's been interesting is finding out, working with these men and women, is they have, I like to describe it like they come from another country, so they have a different lifestyle. And what happens is when they get separated from the military is they're dropped from one country to an entirely different country. And they don't know the language, they don't know how to dress, they don't know how to speak civilian speak. So the value of the coach is helping them learn the language.
Through the course of instruction and all that from CTAP, I was able to use those networking tools and find the position I'm in now.
You always come up with questions and, am I doing this right or am I doing that right? And it just gives you that confidence when you're going into something that you already ran it by your coach and they said, yeah, that's a good idea. And so you feel better about it when you go do it.
I'm Patty McKay, and I'm the Senior Director for Learning and Talent Development. We're part of the Human Resources team here at AMN Healthcare. I actually play two roles. I am a facilitator of one of the modules, which is the resume class, and I also provide coaching. Typically the coaching is around helping people create their resumes, refine their resumes, finalize their resumes. But when you're involved in those conversations, it also gets linked to other things like how to present yourself in more of a civilian way as opposed to a military way. How to potentially dress and present yourself and interact. So there's all different types of fun coaching conversations that we get involved in.
My name is Julia Mira, and I work for Manpower. I'm the North County Area Manager. I think that a lot of us that are in staffing and HR and recruiting take for granted some of the skills that we have and some of the expertise and knowledge that we can share. We do it every day. I look at so many resumes every day that I really take for granted that I have an eye for what that should look like and how you should get to that yes pile and eventually to the interview.
It's not unlike the leadership development that I lead here at AMN or any of my other corporate roles. You have a group of people and they're eager, they're learners, they want to know how to do something that they're not very good at. So the interactions with the servicemen and women are gratifying, and to be able to help those folks understand that they do have skills to bring and that we can capture it and put it on the resume, that will be that really important tool that speaks for them when they're not there to speak for themselves. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
When we're looking for a coach, first of all, we need someone who is patient, one who listens well, because one of the things is that many of our participants will start to speak and talk about things and they're not really sure what they want to do, so you have to listen very carefully to what it is they're saying and what their interests are, what their skills are.
There's really not any particular skill set that's necessary. I think it's just a matter of understanding that what you're giving, even if it is just that hour, makes a huge impact in somebody's life.
You have to have a passion. You have to have a passion for people. Doesn't mean that you have to be an extrovert. I think there's some really great, wonderful introverted people who make wonderful coaches, because coaching is really about that sort of one-on-one connection that you make with another person.
They can set their own time if they only want 1 hour a month, or if they want 8 hours a month, 10 hours a month. They can determine that.
The coach was instrumental in the whole process. With them going through the resume step by step, I mean, it was instrumental in me getting a job. And I mean, I know that for a fact.
There is just not 1 minute spent with these men and women that isn't 100% worth your time. They are so thankful, and they are so open to listening to our advice, your expertise, your knowledge. Any tidbit of information that you can share with them is just, I don't see why you would not want to volunteer with this organization.
In my world, I can't imagine that somebody wouldn't want to reach out and help our servicemen and women after all they've given to our country in service. But that's my perspective. I have a little bit of a selfish motivation, and that is I'm confident that over the course of a couple of years, I might even be able to identify some of the servicemen and women who are exiting the military who might want to join AMN Healthcare. There's a lot of really great talent out there. So from a corporate perspective, it makes sense. But then also at the end of the day, from a deeply personal perspective, I know that I'm doing something that's helping people, and the only reason I'm doing it really is just to help that person. And if I can help one person get their feet under them in their transition from the military to the civilian community, then I know I've done something really positive and wanting to pay it forward.